Hey, y'all, I had this thought last night. I'm going to read it to you real quick. And by the time I got home this morning, from work, I was real sleepy. So I said to myself, I will go over this tonight with you. And hopefully you'll get what I'm trying to convey to you. It's about traditions, and I'll elaborate on that in just a minute. But in Galatians chapter 1, I'm going to start, start in verse 10. Paul's talking right now, for do I now persuade men or God? Or do I seek to please men? For if I yet please men, I should not be the servant of Christ. But if I certify you, brethren, that the gospel which was preached of me is not after man, for I neither received it of man, nor was I taught it, but by the revelation of Jesus Christ. For you have heard of my conversation in past times in the Jews' religion, how beyond measure I persecuted the church of God and wasted it. Verse 14, and I profited in the Jews' religion above many my equals in my own nation, being more exceedingly zealous of the traditions of my fathers. So now, how much, whatever denomination you are. Now, I always tell people this. I'm a born-again Christian. I attend a Baptist church. So that way, because a lot of people, whether you're Baptist, Methodist, Lutheran, whatever your denomination is, they put more emphasis on that than being God. So anyway, but just go back to your whatever church, and even if it's not denominational, go back to your own personal, the church you attend, the church house, and think of the traditions y'all have got. And think, is it really edifying to God? Is it not? Now, here's my point. I've been in churches before where the pastor get up there and preach, and he'll slam other denominations, Catholics, and calling Catholics this and Methodists this and whatever. And before I go any further, probably a quarter of my family is Catholic. Do I believe in what the Catholics preach? No, absolutely not. However, I think when the saved people, when the born again people get into heaven, especially Baptists, and I preached this before in the last Baptist church I was in, when we get to heaven, there's going to be a lot less Baptists there than what people probably think. I think there's going to be people from all denominations, because denominations are man-made. I don't believe in religion, because there's a difference between a religion and a relationship. See, being a Christian is a relationship with Jesus Christ. It is not a religion. Has nothing to do with being a Baptist or a Lutheran or Pentecostal or whatever. In the Baptist church, most of the times you'll see them, have dinner on the grounds and have get-togethers. I know some churches I belong to where they had like a night for women. They'll all gather up at the church, have arts and crafts night. The men will have, men's breakfast, such and such. And I'm not against that. That is fine to do. It's good because, you should get with your fellow brother and sister and have that fellowship. Because in that fellowship, you might have younger people talking to the elders. Some of you older women, it would do good for some of y'all to teach these younger women how to act and how to, in fact, the Bible says for the older women to do that. But all these things we do as traditions, as long as they're not against the Bible, which a lot of traditions are, there's nothing wrong with those. However, traditions become a problem when they are anti-biblical, when the purpose of doing whatever tradition you are is not edifying to God. if you meet up for a women's night at church, that's wonderful. But everything you say and do should edify God. You should be, it's a great thing if somebody, like I said, if some of these older ladies would teach these younger ladies. If you're having a men's breakfast, the last church I served at, I used to bring my son with me. Now, he was probably, I don't know, 12, 13, 14 at the time. But he's getting around older gentlemen, in their 60s, 70s, and I think we had a few 80-year-olds. Well, those are great to be around because they've been a Christian. You can learn off of those. Traditions, I don't really care. I want to know people have a personal relationship with God. I want to know that people are born again, have committed their life to God, because I want to know people, especially I know, in person, I want to know they're going to be in heaven one day. I don't want to sit there and listen to somebody say, well, I'm Southern Baptist, or I'm Independent Baptist, or Missionary Baptist, or First Lutheran, whatever. I don't care about that. When I'm around fellow Christians, I want to talk about Christian-related stuff. Because although I've been a youth pastor and a youth leader and a Sunday school director, I know a lot less about the Bible than I know about the Bible, if you understand what I'm saying. So I need that. I would love to get with some elderly men and just be a fly on the wall and just listen to them. And that's what we should be doing, as Christians, women and men. Get some of the, the reason why these younger kids don't know how to act, why they're into all these different lifestyles, why they're doing this, that, and other, because we have failed teaching. And I've tried, but I'm only one person and I'm not perfect either. But we need to get away from traditions just because so-and-so Baptist church has done that for the last 150 years. That's irrelevant. We need to get away from that and go back to serving God the way God says to do it in the Bible. That's the only thing that's going to turn this country around. That's the only thing that's going to turn anything around, is start honoring God. And I promise you, y'all, any video I do, I'm preaching to myself first. I saw a preacher up in Pennsylvania several years ago, and he was doing like that, pointing at the crowd, doing all that. And what he said, something really stuck with me to this day, and I've even used it. He said, when I'm pointing at you, I got 3 more fingers pointing back at me. And that's true. So I hope y'all get something out of this, and hope y'all apply it. Next time you go to church, say, well, this tradition, although we've been doing it for this long, it really don't need to happen anymore. So let's all help each other grow. Help me. I can use help. I'm not too bold to say I can't. Help me. Help your family. The worst thing you could do is not help your family, and you get to heaven and they're all busting hell wide open. That's a scary thought. So anyway, I love y'all, and hey, feel free to contact me, call me. Some of y'all's got my phone number, maybe some of y'all don't. Message it. I'll send you a private message, give me my phone number, and that we can just talk about biblical stuff and help each other. So anyway, I hope y'all's night goes very well. I hope y'all enjoy it. Hope you're doing good. And if any of y'all have any prayer requests, just let me know, and I'll be honored to pray for you. So that being said, love y'all.